Welcome back. If music be the food of love, then play on, as William Shakespeare famously wrote. The legend Bob Marley said, there is only one experience you have that when it hits you, you feel no pain, and that is music. Marvin Gaye said, artists suffer on behalf of their fans and express it through music. This art form speaks a universal language and somehow chooses its explorers. One such is Amanda Black, who exploded on the music scene with her album AmaZulu 2 years ago. She won several awards with her debut album. Best Newcomer, Best Album, Best Female Performer, Radio Metro's Listener's Choice, Best R&B Single, and she joins me on the program. Amanda Black, a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
How does it feel like? I mean, being best this, best that, list goes on.
I'm listening as you're listing them. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Can you imagine? I mean, that, you know, you explode, and I use the word explode deliberately. Because if you come in quietly, you know, you grow on people. It takes time before we become aware that there's this young performer who's doing wonderful things. Have you heard of it? But in your case, you didn't wait. You just said, I'm here, I'm best this, I'm best that, I'm best that, right away. How did it feel like when, you know, you got all these accolades on your first album?
It was overwhelming.
Yeah.
Even, I feel, I keep on saying, I'm a newcomer, I'm a newcomer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just got here. And I'm like, it's been 2 years.
Yes.
It feels, it's unreal. And even when it was happening, it became such a wave. And I was like, is this happening? I kept on pinching myself. I think also one of my mistakes was not, realize that it's happening.
Yes.
I sort of just went to the wave as well because it was an incredible one.
No, but it's wonderful, I mean, to hit the music scene like that. And I was asking you earlier before we started the interview whether you've got a new album. You said, no, I'm still working on another one. It's the one you have.
Yeah.
But the one you have has got staying power. 2 years after the fact, if you play it, it's like, can you play it again, please?
Wow, that's good to hear. Thank you.
But the route to winning all of these awards did not just happen, right?
Yeah,
and you went the Idols route, I gather.
Yes.
And I'm actually baffled. Did you win the Idols?
I didn't win.
Are you kidding me?
I didn't win. I came in 7th place.
I'm floored. I thought you'd say maybe number 2.
No, not even that
And
far.
I'm asking, did you win? Because I may have missed it. I would have expected that a person of your caliber and capacity, right, to sing the way you do, would easily have won the Idols. Or you know, were you not that prepared and you don't prepare well enough for that?
I did. No, I definitely did. But I do believe now that I wasn't meant to win. I feel if I had won, I wouldn't be where I am today. Well, I wouldn't have.
Explain.
I'm a huge believer in timing, and obviously the notion everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
I truly believe in that because I feel maybe I was not ready to be Amanda Black. I wasn't ready to have the voice that I have today. I wasn't ready to say the things that I say in my music today had I exploded then.
Yes.
Yes. So for me, I really, obviously when it's like, no, Amanda, you didn't win, it's like, oh, I really wanted to. Obviously the disappointment is there, the heartbreak is there, the not understanding is there, because it's like, how can I not win? And this is what I wanted. You know, you get disappointed and hurt. But as time went by, and literally a year after I didn't win, I broke out with AmaZulu. So if that didn't prove to me that timing is everything, I don't know what would have.
Yeah, I'm listening to you and I'm thinking it probably is also a bit humbling not to win.
Yes.
You know, at your first attempt. And then you release an album, and then you collect all the awards.
It is.
But you already come with the experience of not winning something.
Yeah, so you know how it feels.
Yeah.
So when you do win, you're like, I know how it feels to not win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, is it the music you think on the AmaZulu album that did it for you? I can tell you, I think it's the way you perform. For me, when I listened to the album and played different tracks from it, I said, yeah, the song is a song, which is great, but wow, the artist, the performer is something else.
Thank you. I feel so honored.
I have to tell you that.
Man.
I still have got a few honors coming your way in this interview. So,
Yo, Baba, for me, I wouldn't say, obviously, no, I did the thing. I really do believe the message, for me, was a big part of it. It's the way I tell my story.
Yeah.
There's no other way I know how to accept the way I do it. Because even when I'm on stage, I completely immerse myself. I say, okay, this is the music, I'm here, and this is whatever message and whatever hearts I'm supposed to touch, and however people are going to receive it is the way that I feel it and how I interpret it and express it.
You know, there are certain artists, I may be exaggerating, people may disagree with me, that sound like they were born for this thing, whether trained or not, but that there's no other thing they should do, or at least before they do other things in life, they were supposed to go through this. And I would say you fall in that category from my point of view. And most recently, you know, we saw the death and celebration of the life of Aretha Franklin, right? And many people who've listened to her and followed her and love her will admit there are some records that did not do well for her, but the fact remains that there was Aretha Franklin. And I think, you know, your voice and approach to your music tells of something like that. We are waiting for more albums to come down the line, but I'm sure you've been told that you've got one hell of a voice.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, did you develop it, or you know, it's a natural gift? Is it through practice? And are there particular artists that you have followed in your life, listening to, that you think helped enhance your technique?
For me, it is a natural gift because I've been singing since I can remember.
Yeah.
Like singing, performing, singing for family, singing in church. So music has always been a part of me. It has always been how I define myself as a little girl. And then I went to school, and then I went to study music. That's when I went to increase my knowledge and actually grow my talent and add on to what God gave me, because He gave me something. And I do believe that what I learned there made it possible for me to even be able to do what I do today.
Particular artists that when you were still young sounded like the kind of people you'd like to be like. Who comes to mind?
So, Mam Brenda Fassie, Whitney Houston, Aretha Franklin. There's a couple, and then obviously in teenage years, Sister Samazwai, Simpiwe Dana. Those are the people that I listen to. I mean, if you can see that they're different. They do different types of music. If you look at Whitney Houston, I listen to, and that's how I train my voice, because that's who I listen to for vocals, and that's how I was able to hit the high notes, because I practiced her songs. And then you go to Sister Samazwai, that's where I got a lot of how interpreting the spirit, where as the voice came with the emotions and came with the spirit, and that's how where I grew and I learned how to channel it.
I like this spirit thing that musicians talk about. I'm going to talk about music, but let's talk about the spirit.
Let's talk about it.
The spirit. As a performer and artist, when you say the spirit, what do you mean? And I've bored a lot of artists over years that I've spoken to and said, tell me, how do you get to hear the song before everybody else and then give it your touch, you know, firstly know the words and then feel that this is how you must say this thing and it resonates with the listener. Now, I suppose that is part of the spirit, but the spirit according to Amanda Black, what do you mean?
So this, I mean, you can sing a song. A lot of people can sing.
Yeah.
And you're singing the song. Like, oh, it sounds beautiful.
Yes. Thank you very much. I did hear you.
Beautiful voice.
Yeah, all right. It's okay, no problem. Yeah.
The difference when the spirit comes in is, and for a lot of people, it may be different things. It may be emotions. It may, for me, I channel a lot. Because when I sing, sometimes I feel like I travel. I can't really explain it fully, but I can say I am a spiritual person. I love God. And for me, a lot of that, and I believe in my ancestors, and I believe that they are with me wherever I go. They are with me when I'm on stage. God is there as well. Everyone, it's like a whole congregation of people with me on stage when I perform. And sometimes I believe that's how I'm able to reach people, because there's a message that I'm sending, but also I sort of say, even if I hit false notes, at the end of the day, whatever I'm feeling can be able to translate to the next person so they can feel it's energy.
And I think, the artists that I mentioned earlier, including Shakespeare, they are on point, isn't it?
Yeah.
With their views. That besides the performer, when you are the listener and a song is happening for you, it hits you, as Bob Marley himself said, and you just feel it. You say, I can't ignore this thing. But also the element of suffering as an artist on behalf of the listener, because you've got to feel whatever you're feeling and then translate it into something that resonates with the emotion of the listener.
Yes.
It's hard work.
I don't think for us it's
hard work
it's
and
hard.
Fun work.
It is. It's mostly, I always say that before I say, oh, I hope people love it. When they listen to it, I hope they love it. It is, I want to express. So as musicians, what we do is most importantly, we tell our stories, but we also tell other people's stories because of the feeling. Because we are able, I do feel musicians are very spiritual people, because most of the time we're able to feel what other people are feeling, and for no other reason than to express it, and so that other people may be able to be healed. Or at least that's me.
For people to be healed.
Yes.
Amanda Black, I would pay anything to talk to Amanda Black. But she's here for free.
For free.
Join us in the conversation, the hashtag, the Modise Network, and we'll continue our conversation with Amanda Black in a moment.